Hello, good evening, everyone. So today we have Shyam Ranganathan with us. Shyam is an ideal example in the society who has followed his passion and given up his degree to pursue his passion. Shyam dropped out from an engineering college to take up his career in entertainment industry. He went on to become radio jockey. Later, he took up his career to new heights by taking up the profession of a stand-up comedian. And presently, Shyam is working on the small screen and the big screen. Welcome to eSchool channel, Shyam.
Thank you, ma'am. You have such beautiful memories. You've been a big inspiration, and you've been one person who's really influenced all of us, especially me, a lot.
Thank you so much, especially coming that from a student after many, many years is really encouraging. So Shyam, the attempt with this video is to touch more lives and to encourage those children who sometimes are not able to take up their passion because maybe they need some motivation. That is why that's the aim of bringing you here to this channel. So your first question is, Shyam, please give our children an insight into your journey from a college dropout to a big screen person.
So I grew up in a middle class family with my dad being an army officer, with great friends around. But there was one thing that always played in my head, which was I need to be rich and I need to be successful. When I grew up, I didn't want to be middle class. I wanted a buddy gadi, a big car, or a big house. And that was my only dream. And when I told people that I want to do this, people started telling me that in order to do this in India, if you're from a middle class background, the best thing you can do is get into IIT, finish IIT, then do IIM, and then you will be rich and successful. So obvious next step for someone like me who is above average in studies, who'd gone for IIT coaching, was engineering. Because in my head, I grew up with this mentality of saying ki if I'm smart, then I have to do science and engineering. Because I don't know who put this in my head, but I believed ki these arts and fashion and movies and drama, these things are for people who can't study well. And that is something that is very wrong. I don't know why I thought like that. That is a very, very big myth that we need to break in this country. So engineering happened. I go to engineering. First day I'm sitting there in class and everybody's being asked why you joined engineering. Why are you doing biotechnology? I had no idea. I joined biotechnology because my friend said, Maza aega, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking at this guy while everybody else in class is like, I want to do research on cancer. I want to find the cure for this disease. And I'm like, I just wanted to have fun. So I came here. So engineering, not just for me, I think for a lot of people in our country, it's become this extra 4 years after your 12th time to just sit and figure ki life mein karna kya hai. So I was in the same zone. I started getting really frustrated and anxious and scared because I thought ki 4 saal baad all of these people are going to get placed in a company or they're going to go do research and their life is going to be sorted, where I am here. I have no idea what to do. So that is when I started reading a lot of self-help books. I started going into this very weird zone of like, what is your purpose in life? And I started asking these questions very young. I was barely 18 when I was in college, and I knew my dad had paid donation of like 4.5 lakhs to this college, which is a very bad system again. So once like you've invested your money, especially coming from a middle class background, you are going to whoop your kids until they get their degree. So that was happening while my dad was posted somewhere in a very insurgent area. So I was coming back home every day crying, telling my mom, I don't want to do this. But at the same time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went back to this one particular incident in my second standard where it was this fancy dress competition. Wanted to do something unique, wanted to make people laugh. So I dressed up as Charlie Chaplin. And there was this small gag that I wanted to do. I had a banana with me. I wanted to open the banana, eat the peel of the banana, throw the fruit on the floor, walk and try and slip on it so people would laugh. I don't know how it manifested in that second standard brain of mine, but I wanted to do that. While I tried doing that on stage, I actually fell and I hurt my head really badly. But the moment I hurt my head, I could hear applause. I could hear people laugh, and I stood up with a big grin on my face. And that day, I won the second place in the fancy dress competition. So while I was in college, trying to think about कि क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं life में क्या करना चाहता हूँ, I went back to this incident and I realized that all I want to do is to make people laugh and make them smile. That gives me a lot of happiness. So that is when I started having conversations with my friends, because most of the people were confused. They had no idea of why they have been put in an engineering college, because they've just been put in it because their parents felt कि इससे future अच्छा होगा. Nobody asked them what they wanted to become. And so I formed a small theater group and I went to the HOD of English and Humanities. And always, I don't know where, I'm not like just praising you. I feel that all English teachers are really, really amazing people. And if you ask the students, there's always been English teachers who've changed their lives. So this sir was very sweet. He said, "Why not, man? Come, let's do this. Get the group along. I'll talk to somebody. You guys do a play." So we did a play. I played an important role in two different plays. There was one play called The Referee, and there was another play called The Dear Departed, which we made it into a South Indian version. So we put out these two plays, and for the first time in my life, 18 years of my life, I loved what I was doing. I wasn't doing it for anybody else. I was doing it for myself, and everybody was enjoying it. And for the first time, I'm feeling at peace with what I want to do. I feel like I'm the biggest star in the world. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm doing it to the community. So that is when I had the courage to go up to my father and tell him that this entire idea of success and money suddenly flipped in my head. I said, "मेरे को पैसा नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को success नहीं चाहिए. I don't want a big car. All I want to do is to do theater." So that's how this personal journey started off. So I took that leap, and I took a break here from college, which was really shocking for a lot of people. I convinced my parents that for the next 1 year of my life, let me do whatever I want. After that, if you don't like it, I will go back to doing what you want me to do. So in that 1 year time, I actually made a syllabus for myself. I wanted to make myself a brand. So I tried everything and I failed at it. I wanted to fail at it. For the first time in my life, I was not trying too hard to succeed. I had 1 year and I said, try everything that you want to try and fail at it. It's okay to fail. So in that 1 year, ma'am, I started interning at a theater company called Stray Factory. Started writing for YouTube sketches. I started taking workshops for kids for theater, and I started directing. I started writing, and I started stand-up comedy. All of this happened because I knew that this is all the time I have, and I have to make the best of it. And that was the most beautiful feeling in the world, because I felt that I had the freedom to do whatever I want. So that 1 year was magical. After that, my parents understood that this is what he wants to do. I don't think we can keep fighting with him. After this, he's not going to listen to anybody, and he seems fairly okay doing it. उसका नाम वाम आ रहा है न्यूज़पेपर में, कुछ बोल रहे हैं लोग, मतलब कॉल करके बोल रहे हैं कि तुम्हारा बेटा अच्छा कर रहा है. So they were like, ठीक है, let's just let him do it. So after that also, they wanted me to join a college because education is really important. I still agree that education and degree is very important if you do it in the field that you really love. And if you do it in a college that is facilitating the process of you, building a network, you kind of being in touch with the best version of yourself, it's really great. But I was here working in the real world, talking to real people, doing real things rather than studying about doing what you want to do. So that thrilled me a lot. At the same time, I got an internship at, I got a job offer at this radio station called Fever 91.9 FM. They are a Bollywood radio station. They wanted to come to Chennai and they wanted to start off a new radio station. So it was like a perfect sweet spot for me because I, being brought up as an army kid, I've been around and I speak Hindi, but at heart I'm a Tamil boy. And having a Bollywood radio station in Chennai with the Chennai local flavor just fit in perfectly. They took me in as a producer, and then they promoted me to be a radio jockey. I did 3 years of that, and yeah, I've just been taking things as they come up.
That's lovely. Listening to your story, you had a lot of lessons to share with our audience, that it's good to fail, which is the most important lesson, because that becomes a stepping stone to success. And then another thing I
Yeah.
could see is that you could muster the courage to acknowledge that yes, you are a misfit in an engineering college and you need to move out and figure out what you want to do in life. So Sham, now I would want you to please guide our audience that if somebody wants to become a radio jockey or somebody wants to take up the small screen or big screen or take that path, so what exactly they need to do so that they make a success story out of it? I mean, what's the journey like? I'm sure there must not be any specific or a fixed path, but something if you can chalk out for them to, that would help them.
Yeah. I can just tell you things that I've learned through my journey. Number one, believe in yourself, trust yourself. And because there is, I know it might sound like a cliched quote, but like no, in the world, truly one thing that I've learned is nobody knows what they're doing. People are just going with the flow. So you don't take the burden of what the world is going to think, because the world will always keep changing what they think. They will turn around. So don't take the baggage of what will my relatives say, what will these people. The only people that you have to be answerable to are your parents, are your close ones. If you can convince them, if your dream is that big, convince them, and do not care about what anybody else has to say, because this is for all the people who are stuck in something that they really don't want to do. And I know how hard it can be for you. It's easy for me to just say follow your passion, but it is extremely hard to convince people when there's money involved, when there's this entire society involved which wants you to go a certain way. That's number one. The number two is, do not get into the media industry, the radio industry, or any other industry as such, for the fame, for the money. Looking at Shah Rukh Khan saying, I want to have what he's having. I've done that and I've learned my lesson. That is why I'm telling you. If the only reason why you should want to be a radio jockey or a stand-up comedian or anything is this dire need to express yourself. If you have a story and you want to go out there and tell people your story, if you think that you will spend as much time as possible, and when you spend that time, you are not going to worry about money, you're not going to worry about anything. This is going to be the most important thing. If it is that important for you, go into it. And if you go into it with that passion, do not be afraid. Do not be ashamed to ask a million people, 1,000 people. Use social media, use Facebook, use Instagram for your benefit. Go out there, spam people. If you think that you look up to somebody, message them. If they don't reply, message somebody else. Message like 100 people, 1,000 people, somebody will reply. So those are the things.
Thank you. That's so when you're saying that people need to write to a lot of people, use social media to their advantage. So who would be those people that they should be approaching, or who should be those companies that they should be approaching? Should it be the theater people or the eminent people in the field of that area? Could you throw a light on that?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So I'll break it down because I do a bunch of things. I act, I write lyrics, and if so, for example, if you want to be, let's say, for example, a YouTuber. If you want to be a YouTuber and you want to start a YouTube channel and be a really big influential YouTuber, you should be reaching out. First of all, you need to decide what is your voice. I think in the arts community, in the field, you have to understand कि आप कहना क्या चाहते हो, कैसे कहना चाहते हो, why you want to say it, and what kind of a person you want to be. So once you identify that, and that is a process that takes time. So once you identify that, you will start attracting. You will have people that you look up to. So if I want to be a YouTuber, I will choose what kind of a YouTuber I want to be, because it's a huge ocean. I don't want to be just another YouTuber. So I will talk to the people who I think are people who are aspirational to me. Reach out to them, send them emails saying I want to be an intern. Is there anything? So one thing I've done for the first 3-4 years of my career is work for free, work for internships, just so I could go and hang out with these people, because a lot of things are not said, a lot of things are not put online. These are things that you will learn when you're working with them. So mail them, tell them whatever you are, and everybody understands a young kid with dreams because they've been there. No matter how big people are, they've always started off as a young kid without great support, just sitting in your room and looking up to people. So they understand that feeling. So don't be ashamed. Just mail whoever you want, send a message to them, and it will. I'm sure you'll get a reply from one of them at least. Uh, Once you start attracting those kind of energies and people, is when you will also understand your process of what you want to do. So if you are someone very young who wants to get, say, be a radio jockey. I'll give you an example of a radio jockey. There are 3-4 radio stations or networks that are really big in India. I work for something called Fever FM, and we would get a lot of emails and messages from interns, but we can't take everybody. So if you are sending me an email, you need to tell me what you are putting on the table, what you have to offer. You give me the deal. So because everybody has got their own things to do, so you tell me that this is what I'm interested in. This is what is my vision of doing this for your company. So when anybody puts a deal like that on the table, people want to have a conversation with them. So think about your niche, think about what you are good at, think about what you can add to any organization when you're mailing them. Be very personal, be very personal. Don't just say that I want to have an opportunity to work with you, because a lot of people want to have an opportunity. Talk about where you are coming from, what you can add to this vision, and then things will start happening. I'm sorry if I'm being a little vague, ma'am. You can always like stop me.
I could understand. I mean, I'm trying to understand your point of view and bring it and revise it again for our audience.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
my understanding
Yeah,
is that you have to be a go-getter. Don't just give up. And once you get a clarity that this is a particular area or field that you want to get into, then you should be contributing to some sort of value addition to that field when you approach people or when you approach eminent personalities in that field. So that's understood. I mean, there's no exam for this field that you write an exam and all of a sudden you become a film star, you clear this entrance and you become a radio jockey. You need to present the skills on table, and then based on your performance and based on your proactive approach, you will slowly and gradually rise up the ladder. So
yeah. And one of the other things that, if I may just add, is the fact that we all have access to our smartphones today, which is the biggest platform, which in centuries to come, we haven't had someone on such a democratic platform that anybody can become a star very easily. I think the entire ecosystem of concentration of power with TV channels, with particular like radio stations also, is going to completely evolve. It is all about your personal brand. So even if you are starting an Instagram account or a YouTube account or anything, it's important for you to put yourself out there and build your personal brand. That is what I would like to say, that before you start working for a brand, you put out something there. It's okay if you don't have a great camera. It's okay if you don't have a great mic. These are just things that will eventually come. If you have something to say, put it out. And I think you'll attract the right kind of energies. People will know how serious you are about what you want to put out.
Very right. So Shyam, now after having understood what you said, there is a very important question that comes to my mind, that what you are trying to project is that if you have that quality in you, if you have that niche in you, if you have that skill in you, you will automatically rise and shine with a lot of effort, definitely, that you have to put in initially. So my question is, now what is important? Is degree important or are skills important, and why?
Ma'am, definitely skills are important, because degree is something that is like a thappa. It's like an ISI or something saying ki, I endorse this person's skill. Okay, because we are a university, we're so cool that we are saying that, oh yeah, you should hire him or her. But if you look at how people are hiring, how companies are hiring, big companies like Google and Apple have done away with the degree rule. They say that if you are skilled enough, please come work with us. We will pay you more than what we'd pay a degree holder. It's really, in today's world, which is constantly evolving, it is only about skills. I understand that certain degrees are important for professions like being a medical doctor. Please do not just try to be a doctor by yourself. That's very harmful. So for certain professions, it's very important to have a degree. But for other professions, the most important thing is having the skill set.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
us at Education View 360. And our viewers, please keep subscribing. We are going to get more such videos which will help you decide what do you want to do in life. Thank you, Shyam. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure talking to you, ma'am.